currently right now, Paschen is about a $600 million firm. We have about 400 employees. And so I help to ensure that our strategy around diversity and strategy around people, that we're consistent and help build a culture that is inclusive. And then as a contractor, my job is to make sure that I perform on those goals that those agencies set, but then also to make sure that I am reflective of the community with respect to both the diversity goal set and the workforce goal set as a contractor. It was quite lengthy, and I can honestly say now, anybody who's still doing the paper process, I can't imagine how they're still doing it. And so, because certified payroll is so important, one, because you're making sure that people's wages are correct, that they're getting the appropriate wages. You're making sure that people aren't cheating, hardworking individuals. So it's a very positive system, and it can be looked at negatively because it's so much work if you don't have a system like LCPtracker. So it can almost seem like a burden to have to do it if you don't have a system like LCPtracker. But the importance behind it is that we're ensuring that people are getting paid the correct wages that they can take home to feed their families. I gave you the story of when I first started CTA. We literally were sitting around a table with stacks and stacks of paper certified payroll that had to be gone through to make sure they were accurate. And when it comes down to audits, because at some point in time, everyone gets audited by, one of their governing bodies, that's a paper process. If you don't have a system like LCPtracker where you can show the governing body, hey, this is the system that we're using. These are our compliance data, audit points that LCPtracker has already set up for us. And then they trust the system. So to the point that when an audit comes, we can just print out a report versus having to, provide paper data, certified payroll. And in the instance that they actually want to see the exact certified payroll, we can just print it from LCPtracker. We don't have to go back to the original, contractor to say, hey, I need you to pull certified payroll for these weeks, because certified payroll isn't a monthly thing, it's a weekly thing. And so, we don't have to do that anymore. We can just print the button for that particular subcontractor on that day if we need to. And we can even pull, employee lists to say, hey, was this employee actually on the project at this certain time? What hours did they work? We can pull that employee up, produce a report with that employee, all because of a system like LCPtracker. As a contractor, I'm able to show the agency what we're doing and say, hey, this is where we're at with our workforce numbers. This is where we're going to be. We get creative, like I said, with the wards, and it helps us too to say, okay, we've got a lot of workforce coming from this ward. Let's see if we can explore other opportunities for other people in other wards. So those are just some of the creative tools that LCPtracker has helped us to become more creative with our projects and help us build a better workforce program. It saves manpower and man hours within our office. We have a phrase at LCPtracker, and no one is allowed to steal it, is that our jobs are to bid it, build it, and bill it. And everything else is a distraction to our project managers. And so, having to worry about inputting something like certified payroll into the system is a distraction to making sure the project is built safely, is a distraction to make sure that the quality in the project and schedule is on time, if they're having to consistently worry about something like putting certified payroll into the system. This alleviates that. This gives our office managers the ability to work on things like making sure that our safety compliance is up to date, making sure that our contractors are paid, in a much more timely basis, instead of worrying about, hey, I got to manually go and check this payroll to make sure that the contractors are getting paid, these workers are getting paid accurately. She cannot focus on that anymore because LCPtracker has the compliance audit set up to the point that we no longer have to worry about that. We can trust that system. And she can just focus on making sure now the contractors are getting paid, which is going to help small businesses grow in the end.